Let's talk about that weekend weather with Mr. Anthony in the backyard.
It looks ideal here on Saturday. The one complaint I do have is I found my first spotted lanternfly. So they're back out now. That's the only complaint that we can have here across northeast and central Pennsylvania. Obviously today was a nice day and expecting another nice day for tomorrow as well, before things turn a little bit more unsettled. We'll start the forecast talking about the beautiful view in downtown Scranton. Now, the reason why I have that red circle is that's where they're currently doing construction there. On the corner, I believe, I don't know the streets that well, but here's your construction update. Yep, they are still doing construction there on that sidewalk there. The other side is fine. North Washington and Linden Street. Thank you so much, T-Dog. That's why we have backups here. And speaking about today, it was very nice. 84. The high temperature, 83 is average, so a little bit above average the high temperature, but a little bit below average with this morning's low temperature. Sunset tonight, 8:02. Next week begins our earlier than 8 p.m. sunsets, but we won't talk about that. I want to give you a quick tropics update before I get sidetracked with the current forecast. Good news. The wind shear is really tearing up these two tropical waves, so really nothing to talk about in the tropics. The good news continues. High pressure is settling in. It's bringing in a north flow. And there were a couple of lake effect showers popping up in New York. Today, pretty much none of us saw a shower. There's one that popped up near New Angola today in Luzerne County, and currently another one there. So if you're towards Shenandoah, you may see a brief sprinkle here, but most of the rest of us are dry. Temperatures are in the 70s at this point. Some spots like Pottsville still holding on to the 80s, and up Elysburg at 84. Would have been a nice day to go to Knoebels today. And it'll be a nice night overnight. Nice, calm, nice to get that campfire going. Temperatures dropping from the 70s to the 60s, and eventually the mid and upper 50s overnight. So a nice crisp start to the day. It's going to be a good way to start off the weekend. Open up a window, 56 in our backyard to start off the morning. And there could be some spots like Blossburg there in Bradford County, or Tioga County rather, getting into the upper 40s. And some spots further south will be a little bit more muggy. Schuylkill Haven, Forks, Trevorton, and Jim Thorpe near 60 degrees. Tomorrow afternoon warming up into the 80s once again. Pretty much a rinse and repeat of what we saw today. The humidity is also going to be relatively low. Sunday a little bit more muggy. Temperature starting off in the 50s and lower 60s. And then Sunday afternoon, what gives? Yeah, there are going to be some showers there and clouds that will limit temperatures into the upper 60s and middle 70s across the area. So let's time out those showers. Nothing to worry about tonight. Looking a-okay for anything you need to do for the rest of this overnight tonight. Tomorrow, just some fair weather clouds popping up, but notice how the clouds thicken up early on Sunday. That'll give to some rain shower chances. So if you're in northeast Pennsylvania, likely starting off dry. Central Pennsylvania, a bit wet to begin the day. And then we see some rounds of showers throughout the day that will disrupt some of your afternoon plans if you have them. It looks like areas further north may stay dry through the midday, and then we see some rain shower chances continuing into the afternoon and evening. Not seeing a lot of sun for your Sunday, and Monday we begin to clear out a bit, but still some showers possible there in the afternoon. So your weekend weather, you could see there's an obvious pick. Now Sunday, there'll be some areas, especially further north and east, that don't see a lot of rain, but I think especially in central Pennsylvania, areas further south do see a decent amount of rain coverage. Again, temperatures sticking into the 70s. As far as that long-term outlook, still have this high heat there in the south. Areas like Memphis, Alabama, they're going to be in the hundreds for the next couple days. We continue to be on this more, I'll say seasonal stretch, but model indications are for later in the month, towards the 21st to the 25th, that heat's going to come back in. So we'll continue to keep you updated. I just thought you may want an long-term outlook, because the weather over the last couple of days has been fairly stagnant, fairly nice. Can't complain, but looks like there could be some warmer weather towards the end of the month, Scott. But until then, looking pretty good here on this 7-day. No complaints from the weather department. We'll try to keep this weather the way it is for as long as we can.
I'm with you on that, Anthony. Yep. See you tonight.
Yep.